Namaskar. Welcome to PGurus channel. This is Sree Iyer and I am joining by Sumit Peer and we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is, has the dream of an Islamic bomb now finally gone up in smoke? A lot of things to share with you. Let's welcome Sumit Peer. Sumit ji, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel. How are you?
Jai Siya Ram, Radhe Radhe sir, all Kushal Mangal Bhaiyo, Ashirwad and the Kripa of Lord 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Namaskaram to all the viewers and happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Today, I don't have the help of Sachin ji, so I have to manage it. So I'll make a few mistakes. I've already made one mistake. So please bear with me, viewers, because I'm so used to having all these things done automatically. So let's jump right in. So Sumit ji, I have a video to share, but I would like you to first give the opening statement. Is the threat of an Islamic bomb over? For now, at least, because once you hit the reset button, right, it will be up to the nuclear powers to decide whether they want to start sharing these details with countries who wear them proudly on their chest and keep, thumping their chest, saying that we have the bomb, we have the bomb. Over to you.
Namaskaram, sir. In the name of Bhagwan Sree Ganesha, let's do the Sree Ganeshas of today's show. Look, the Islamic bomb was a concept of 70s and 80s. The Islamic bomb was a hegemonic concept which was brought in by Pakistan, who was spearheading it with the help of China and a lot of 𝗥𝗚𝗏𝗏 stealing and all other things happening. If you look at the Islamic bomb got funding from Saudis. It got tacit support from OIC, and it was a bomb which was to tell and talk about Islamic dominance vis-a-vis two religions. One religion was Hindus, which Pakistan would say, I'm superior to you because I have the bomb. Second was to send a message to Israelis or the Yahuds or the Jews, what they call them, because Christians were too big of a community to handle and beyond their capability. So the Islamic bomb concept was basically to send a message. Look, there's a bomb. It's a question. It's a concept of Islamic tech, which it was there. And since that time, it has been holding as the guardian angel of the Islamic faith, and it is believed that this bomb will protect Islam and Islam's believers. And with it, the rogue nations like Pakistan and all, they in a way unleash jihad on the whole world, including Iran, thinking, assuming and presuming there's a bomb within the Islamic fraternity that will be used, push comes to shove, and that will reset the thing. But they forgot that, this was all stolen tech, and it's not only they have the bomb. The bombs were with Christians, the bombs were with Hindus, and there are a lot of bombs with Jews, by the way. There are a lot of bombs with Jews. So this concept of Islamic tech or Islamic bomb, conceptually, was a flawed idea. This was a figment of imagination of Islamic hegemony, wherein they thought they could dominate the world, and whatever they would run in the world, it will be going on. And if the world wants to retaliate, I'll show the bomb. I'll raise the finger. Hey, I have the bomb. So what do you want to do next? Now this kind of thing went on and on and on, but eventually, today, Islamic bomb and Islamic nuclear deterrence starts shattered. It's blown to smithereens. It's nowhere to be seen. And it was done under the able leadership of Prime Minister Modi with Operation Sindoor. And now with Benjamin Netanyahu, who has dismantled Iran's nuclear infrastructure, we can say almost completely. And though, let me tell you here, yesterday is Iranian parliament, he appealed. He said, we are a part of some Shura Council. And as a part of the Shura Council, we'll request the Islamic country to give us the bomb. So in a way, he asked Pakistan, give me the bomb, give me the nuclear bomb. Obviously, Pakistan cannot give, they don't dare to give. But this is what the Islamic bomb is about. This is what the concept was about. And now what happens is, now today you look, is bomb or no bomb, no nuclear bomb. And what our nuclear Islamic bomb, you want to call it, you can paint all the stars and the moon on it, but that doesn't change the fundamental that we whacked Pakistan black and blue. We dismantled almost all their nuclear facilities. Their nuclear facilities are leaking. It is an gospel truth. We may not want to accept it conceptually, but they're leaking. And that is what has happened in Israel, sir. This Natanz is leaking. What people are telling me, there is this Natanz, and there is 𝗏𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is leaking. Isfahan is leaking. There are three facilities, at least there's a credible intel. I'm saying intel, we say they are all leaking. So the question here is that even if you have an Islamic bomb, you have enriched uranium, or you have no, just excuse me, something went off.
Yeah. I'll play the video. Well, go ahead. I'll play the video. Go ahead. Yeah. Viewers, this is a video where we show, this is released by the Israeli Defense Forces, and I've given the link for this in the reference links section. You will take, what this shows is the 9 scientists and experts who were involved in the enrichment and also the construction of the nuclear bomb. Just watch this video and then we'll talk a little bit about it, Sumitji. I'm going to start from the beginning again. So this was released by IDF. Usually they don't release anything unless they have exact data on this. So here you can see the different people who have been eliminated, senior military commanders. 𝗤𝗏𝗄r, commander of the UAV array, Mohammad Bagheri, chief of staff of the Iranian Armed Forces. I'll come to this incident in just a minute. There's a story behind this. Hossein Salami, we talked about this in our previous podcast also with Sumitji. Ghulam Ali Rashid, Amir Ali Hajdide, and Dawood Shayan. I'll just continue it now because there are more names that are going to appear. And here are the people who were involved in their nuclear project, and we don't have pictures of those. Mansoor Asghari, Saeed Barji, Muhammad Mahdi Tehranchi, Fareedun Abbasi, Akbar Motalebi-Zadeh, Ali Bakui Katirimi, Ahmad Reza Zulfaghari Daryani, Abdul Hamid Minosher, Amir Hassan Fakshahi. Okay, so these are the names, and now I'll bring back Sumitji. Sumitji, back to you.
Sure. So, I mean, what we have been claiming and what we told our viewers yesterday in the morning, like, look, there are at least 20 top ranking generals which are dead. Now you have the names of the topmost ranking. The people who are below them, the deputies and all, they are not naming them. The topmost rank is done. Now you have at least 20 nuclear scientists done, but the top 9, and all these 9 were on the Mossad radar. They have been tracked, they have been identified, and they have been marked. They had to be eliminated. It's not only 9 are dead, but all 9 designated or the marked are dead, and with them a lot of people have done. If I can tell you today directly, the command of Iran, let it be nuclear, let it be IRGC, or let it be the military, is completely beheaded. Israel has beheaded the command of any activity within Iran as far as the defense of Iran is concerned. Iran stands naked, and there are a lot of developments which have happened. Now, if you look at the barrage of missiles which they fired, 200 of them and maybe around 100 drones, there were 3 casualties in Israel, confirmed 1, allegedly there are 3, and there are a couple of people, I think 24 people who have got injured with minor injuries. Now, if I look back at Iran, there are at least 78 dead. That is what Iran claims, and more. And you know, Sree sir, what I'm missing the point entirely is when Natanz got dismantled, when Ashwa Khan got dismantled, when Fardon got dismantled. What about we have only identified the 9 people. What about the people who are working there? What about the people, the scientists, the staff who are working there? There is no count of them. What about the people who are in the military bases? What about the people who are carrying those missiles? What about the people who were in those what do you call them? Who were there on shelters and who were on those silos? Now all of them are dead. The casualty count is much higher, and I can see IDF is going over skies of Tehran as if it is Tel Aviv. Today it's very difficult to make what is Tel Aviv and what is Tehran. No resistance from Iran, nothing at all. And whatever we know, whatever the ballistic missile count Iran has, that is going to run out pretty soon, because they don't have a lot of ballistic missiles here. What happened yesterday? I want to bring that to the your notice. Yesterday, why was there a mad reaction from Iran last time? First, they said we have shot those 100 Shahid drones. Then their news agency comes and says we have not shot out those 100 Shahid drones. Now, when the 200 ballistic missiles got fired, there's something which happened in the backdrop. Iran realized, the world has known that they have been defeated. Iran realized that their propaganda videos which they had shown to their people, why they had shown to the people, sir? They have cut the internet. They have cut the internet of their people, so they're showing them the propaganda videos. The missiles are raining on Tel Aviv and how we have dismantled the Tel Aviv and how Tel Aviv is in shambles. These are very third-rate quality Photoshop videos which they're trying to show. But yesterday, there is an allegation which Israel is not confirming and Iran is not denying. The allegation is one of the Khamenei's residences was hit by a missile. Now,
yes,
Iran
that has been confirmed. Yeah.
correct. Now, Iran will not hit Khamenei's residence by his own missile. So there's a missile which was fired from somewhere, possibly Israel, which went and hit Khamenei's residence. And the message was very clear. We are not going to hold back. So after that, these Iran guys went mad and they started throwing these missiles. But you know what is the terrain, sir? What is your hit rate? 1-2%. So only 3 or 6 of your missiles could pass through the Israeli defenses. And unfortunately, we had 1 or 3 casualties in Israel. But what did Israel say? Israel says, now if you don't stop sending your missiles, we'll burn the whole Tehran. We'll burn down the whole Tehran. We have a plan in ready. And what have Iranis done today? I mean, these people are crazy. Yesterday night, they reached to Trump. They said, Trump, kindly save us. And what have they done today? They are today threatening US, they are threatening UK, they are threatening France. If you intercept our missiles and drones, will attack your bases in the region. I don't think there is a regime which is more suicidal and which is more dangerous than these guys. You are threatening America, UK and France together, and you already have Israel on your back. Now, do you want the whole country to be decimated and made into a graveyard? If that is your plan, I mean, then go ahead and be my guest. But what is America doing? America is already intercepting their missiles. I mean, what I was telling you, but today evening, America will get into the business. They're already intercepting their missiles. They are not caring, but the American position is clear. We are not going to attack. We are going to defend. And France has also made its position clear. Look, we will not attack Iran, but if Iran attacks Israel, we'll defend Israel. So France and America are committed to defend Israel. And even UK, in a way, if I see the tones today, they're changing their tones. They're even suggesting that if Israel is kind of attacked, we will come and help Israel. Now, there is another very important development which has happened. Now, a lot of people will be thinking, why is Bharat silent? What is Bharat doing? There are 2 important things we want to continue about Bharat. Look, Bharat is silent because Bharat wants to support Israel. Bharat is silent because Bharat did not call for a ceasefire. Bharat is silent because Bharat did not condemn Israel. Bharat is silent because Bharat did not support Iran. And there was a googly, what we call in English, which was thrown today. That was in the SCO. Now, SCO issued a unilateral statement saying that SCO condemns the aggression of Israel over Iran, and we respect the territorial sovereignty of Iran and condemn it, all that and all that. India had to go and issue a statement. Mr. Jaiswal issued a statement. He said, what we don't support. So it's a very important thing what our viewers across the world must understand. Up till yesterday, I was telling you, India is supporting Israel. Modi ji's tone, tenure, language, the choice of words is clear. But today, it is proved. There is no need for me to explain anything. When SCO issued the statement, Mr. Jaiswal, our External Affairs Ministry spokesperson, the official spokesperson, he went and said, we don't agree to this statement. Whatever a stated position has been, that has been already stated by India, by Prime Minister Modi. We are for, we are for peace and tranquility to prevail and all. We are not asking for ceasefire. We are not asking for the hostilities to stop. We are not supporting Iran, and we are not calling this as an aggression of Israel. So these 4 things are given, and we distanced ourselves. We distanced ourselves from the SCO statement. And I'm not sure what Russia has done. Most probably Russia will also distance or keep quiet.
Oh, Russia also has supported Iran. Has supported Iran.
So we'll see how does it do. But we don't know what
in BRICS, India is a lone exception where they have not said anything. The rest of the countries have gone with the Russia's stand as well as China's stand. Over to you. I have one more thing to add, but please finish your thought.
So, this is what has been primarily happening here. Now, what are the developments? The developments are that now today, UK, in a way, we can say partially, India, America, and France is with them. But Putin will not go and give anything to Iran to work against Israel, because Putin doesn't want Israel to be on his enemies list. That is what he has always maintained. China will keep silent. What is happening? In a way, Russians are silent, but I'm looking more where Russians are silent. China is trying to maintain their distance. And what is Europe doing? Europe is saying, let's have peace, but at the same time, they're trying to support Israel to the best of their capacity. India is also saying in the long run, peace should prevail, but we are not calling for ceasefire and anything. So the concept is, because the world understands why, because a lot of you will have a question, why is Bharat behaving like this? Because Bharat knows it's not a fight about any land or legitimacy. Let's say Russia-Ukraine was a territorial war. Still, we asked for peace, we asked for ceasefire, we asked for this to stop. But here, the war is about hegemony. The war is about Islamic dominance. The war is about, there's a concept of, how do I put it? The concept of power, ideology, and sustenance. The power is Israel. Ideology is Iran, where the mullah thinks everybody else has to die. I have to live. And the fight is against sustenance. I have to sustain. I have to survive. I have a right to survive. So for Israelis, it's a basic right to survive versus somebody's ideology, whose ideology calls you that you have to die and you have to be eliminated. And now it's a very interesting paradigm. Will power prevail over ideology, or will ideology prevail over power? I am telling you, in the next 72 hours, there are going to be a lot of lines which are going to be drawn again. There are a lot of alliances which will shape up again. And these alliances will be there for next 20 years to stay, because a lot of world map is going to be redrawn. Look, this conflict is not stopping. It's a full-blown Middle Eastern concept, and with Iranis going crazy and Khomeini's raw nerves being touched and Khomeini being touched, these people will go crazy.
Khomeini.
Will they attack others? Will they attack other neighboring countries? We don't know. But one thing is for sure, they are going to retaliate, and they are going to retaliate with all their might. Now, the information we have, that 70% of their missile arsenal and drones are destroyed. Almost their nuclear capability, which is made in Natanz and others, are completely dismantled. They are leaking radiation and all possibilities. But still, some of their underground missile cities, there are 3 of them, I believe, some of them are still intact and functional. They will try to fire some missiles from there, and they'll try to, go for, what we call in the gamble, all chips in. If I'm a gambler and I'm losing, what I do? I go all chips in. Let me see. Arya par. That is what they will try. But Israel is very sure, I will keep the thing there for next 3 weeks. I'm not going to stop for 3 weeks. So you help me, you don't help me, I'm going to continue. Basically, it's not a war about. It's not a war about anything. It's a war about ideology. It's a war about survival. It's a war about, will that Islamic hegemony prevail over the civilizational ethos where people like you and me are supposed to live and have a normal life? Or will somebody in Iran decide who lives and who dies? And why do my family die? Because a mullah in Iran thinks we should die. That is what the whole ethos is. And I'm not very happy with Donald Trump when he was trying to talk to them, because the reason is, at the end of the day, people like them are terrorists. Legitimization of terror is a global problem. If you legitimize terrorists in any way whatsoever, that is going to be a global power. I mean, still, America should go and help Israel to do whatever is left. You need B-4 bombers, give them whatever you need, and settle them completely. Intelligence, that's why Munir is being coordinated by Washington, free Imran Khan. Pakistani are patrolling Iran. Yeah, Pakistan and Iran, I have been always telling you, are hand in glove. I have been telling you, Pakistan has been silent so far because there is some Pakistani tech which has been discovered by Americans and Israelis is helping Iran. So Pakistan giving even weapons and tech to Iran is kind of almost certain, because they've been helping them and giving them those tech. And because of the discovery of that tech, Pakistan is trying to be silent. But Pakistan can't afford to be silent for too long, because they're too indebted with Iran. They're too indebted with what Iran has given them so far. Over to you, sir.
Sumitji, it is believed that about 300 personnel from Pakistani army are gathering intelligence. I just showed you one of the printouts here. This information is very prevalent in social media. They are helping they are located along the Iran-Balochistan border, and they are helping US and Israel with intelligence. Not only that, this has been doing the rounds in social media also. So what has happened is, on 27th May 2025, hang on a second, just 1 second. 1 second. On 27th May 2025, Asim Munir met with Mohammad Bagheri, and it is believed that he gifted him a wristwatch, but this wristwatch had a certain feature. What was the feature? It had a GPS beacon. And yesterday I had done a video, and in fact it's cost 100,000 views. Basically, this is also something that looks like Asim Munir has helped the United States and Israel, because this was the first time they could find the location of Bagheri, and now Bagheri is no more. He's supposed to be one of the most powerful people in the Iranian setup. So every which way, they have really decided. I mean, Iran was close to making the bomb, according to Israel, but Israel says, but US thought that was not the case. And while US was still negotiating, Israel saw its window closing, because if they signed the deal, Iran and US peaceful nuclear deal, then Israel cannot do anything against United States wishes, right? So this was like the last option. Tomorrow was supposed to have been the last round of talks where they were going to finalize the things, except that Iran also started talking funny, right? They started talking funny. Each one started going in different directions. We will not stop enriching uranium. That was the underlying theme there. And I think Israel said enough is enough. We're doing it now.
There were three things, sir. One, first of all, I'll take you through the sequence of events. Let's go 3 days back into time. 3 days back into time, the first sign came from the head of the United Nations watchdog, IAEA head, Mr. Grossi. Mr. Grossi said that, look, Iran is not cooperating. Iran is hiding a lot of things, and the stockpile of Iran's uranium is dangerously high. They are making the bomb, right? That's first thing. Then America said, okay, deposit your uranium with Putin, and Putin will give you the uranium as much as you need to make for your peaceful nuclear energy utilization, will give you. Iran refused that. Then came 𝗥𝗚𝗡𝗏. 𝗥𝗚𝗡𝗏 said, we are walking out of this NPT. We are walking out of this IAEA inspections and all. We will not allow them to come into the Iran. That was first red flag. Then came their Hossein Salami, who is gone. He said, we will be attacking all, if the talks fail on Sunday, Iran will go and attack all the American bases in the region. So he threatened Americans and said, I will spill more American blood than Americans could spill ours. So he knows there will be losses, but I'll spill more American. That was red flag number 2. Then on one day before the attack, that is day before yesterday on 13th, the defense minister, 𝗍𝙗𝗍𝙗, or Shehzadeh, whatever his name is, brigadier, he said that, we will be attacking United States of America. I mean, if the deals will attack you, and we are kind of planning this. Sorry, there's a mistake here. The Hosseini said, Salam Hosseini said, I'll attack Iran. Salam Hosseini said, 48 hours, I'll attack Israel. I know what are their all the nuclear installations. I know where all the people are, their assets, their diplomats, and where all the assets of Mossad are. I'll go and attack all of them. I have all the intel. They claim they have to go to something called 𝗔𝗏𝗏, which was a big document wherein all the information about Israel's threat, whatever their deployments or nukes, wherever we have got everything, we are more prepared, we'll go and attack. That was Hussein. Salam Hosseini was dead. Now, just one day, that is on the 12th of June, this defense minister of Iran says, I am warning America that I'll attack all your bases and spill more blood than what you could have ever thought. So there was a series of things. First Grossi, then 𝗥𝗚𝗡𝗏 saying, I'll not allow the inspections, then we'll attack Iran, then finally we'll attack American bases. These 4 happened in the line, Sree sir. Once these 4 happened in the line, I think they crossed all the lines. They thought they will cross all the lines. But what the intel says now, there's a very interesting aspect of the intel. The interesting aspect of the intel is that, now if you look at what Trump was saying last night, Trump was saying something very interesting last night. He was saying that I told them by Thursday you have to decide. Now, where did Thursday come into the picture? So means Trump had some knowledge. Kuch to tha na. Why did Trump send in that communique Thursday? I told them Thursday you have to decide. Because Friday they got attacked. So Trump said, Trump on his truth, truth, whatever that platform is, he also said, look, the 61st day was 13th. I told you have to decide this on 12th, or you have to decide with 13th. Now, in the morning, Marco Rubio told us we don't know anything. Israel has acted unilaterally. By the evening, there was a solid chatter which said Trump indicated we knew everything. Benjamin Netanyahu had updated me, but I mean, I may not have the details when, kab, kaise, but exactly, I know that they're planning something and something can happen. That is why I said to them, do whatever you have to do by Thursday, else it might be very tough. And now what is Trump saying? Trump is saying, I love the attack done by Israelis. I'm praising the attack done by Israelis. And American weapons, which are a lot with Israel, they have done a fantastic job. And American weapons are very accurate. It is for the world to see how accurate American arsenal is. And he also warned the Iranis, still there's a time you come to a deal. If you don't come, the next round of attacks from Israel are going to be devastating. And Israel has a lot of American weapons, and Israelis know how to use them. So having them and knowing how to use them is a different thing. And this is going to really, really push back Iran into Stone Age if they don't still come to the deal. But what did Iran say today? Iran said today, look, my deal is over. I'm not doing any deal with the United States of America. My talks are over. Now there will be a, what you call as a total, total deterrent. I don't know what, I don't have the English word. What do you call for English, which is a final war? There's a word they use. there will be a kind of a final war which we are planning for, and we will fight to the end. So Middle East is in crisis. Now, if you look today, the oil prices have already gone up by 11% since yesterday. The fuel prices are up by 11% already, the cost per barrel. Now, another thing is, from an Indian perspective, what we have to worry about is there's a lot of diaspora which is living in the Middle East. If things go right or left, how do we manage that? Now, we know that Houthis have fired yesterday 2 rockets on Israel, which got intercepted. We know Houthis can aim at the vessels in the Red Sea. So now again, that is a challenge. So if the strait gets blocked, what will happen to the oil prices? The gold prices have gone up. Stocks of some companies have gone up, some have fallen. So for India, the only 2 things is petrol and the resilience of supplies. And there's a huge diaspora which is living there. But I believe the government of India already has a plan in place how to manage it and how to do it if push comes to shove. They're already trying to do that. But the most important thing is, Sree sir, this war is not going to stop now. Because I'll tell you why. Qatar and Turkey have directly come in support of Iran. They've directly said we support Iran, and whatever Iran does is right. By the way, UAE and I think UAE and one more country already condemned Israel for doing whatever they say. They will say Israeli aggression, what we are seeing here. Now, if Qatar and Turkey are directly kind of going around with them, and what did Erdogan warn yesterday? Erdogan warned last night that this can lead to a big regional conflict. But admits that, I think Trump issued a statement last night. He said, look, we are not bothered about any regional conflict. Even if it's a regional conflict, we'll see how it goes. So, I see the stands on all the sides are hardening. And more people are joining either this camp or that camp. Now, you see, today it was very brave of Bharat, and it was best decision taken by the Modi government not to go into the clan which is condemning Israel. We have expressed our solidarity and support Israel. It's a very, very brave move. It's a very, very, kind of change from the legacy. And I have no remorse in admitting, Sree sir, Bharat is not neutral now. There was a time Bharat used to be neutral. Idhar bhi, udhar bhi. Now Bharat is not neutral. Bharat has taken a side. Bharat has chosen a side. And that resolute diplomacy is quite evident. That resolute diplomacy of Modi government is quite evident, and people all over the world are feeling it today. They are feeling it. Yes, Bharat has taken a side, and Bharat is on one side. Bharat is not a fence-sitter anymore. And even I don't want to kind of draw to conclusions, but I'm telling you guys, the kind of crash we had 2 days back, I won't be surprised if there's a terrorist angle to it, there's a sabotage to it. And even I was reading somewhere just before entering the show, there is a possibility. There is a possibility of a terror angle which is being also looked into. I saw a headline somewhere, I'm not sure because I was just getting ready for the show, but it passed through my eyes. We're even looking at that angle, and me and Sree sir have been telling you we can't rule out sabotage. Look, Bharat taking sides will irk a lot of people, and it is a tyranny of our times. The biggest naval base of America is in Qatar, and Qatar is saying I will support Iran. And Qatar, Turkey, Turkey is quite understood will support Iran, but at the same time, Sree sir, Turkey is a NATO member. You have a NATO member supporting Iran, and where the mullah thinks I will have a nuclear bomb and I'll wipe out Israel. Now, these are conflicting interests and conflicting camps. And I believe forums like BRICS and SCO, nothing to come up with unilateral statements. You have to issue your statement as a country, what you want to do. Who are you to, who the hell gave you the authority to issue the statement when India is there? Did you ask our approval? Did you take a concurrence from us? I want to issue this statement. But you can't be, if I am heading BRICS or I'm heading SCO, I cannot decide for everybody. Everybody has an independent foreign policy. These things are again, they are again those weak things. When pressure comes, they start getting into their side of the conflict. Now, broadly, if you look at all the major powers, minus Russia, and China, which is trying to play hide and seek, they are more of a supporting, Israel. And in the other side of the paradigm is more of the Islamic countries are gravitating towards Iran. That is what my reading so far has been. And when the things will escalate, when the things will get more dirtier, then the things will change altogether. I have one last point to make. Tell me 3 things which I want to answer. 3 hours to the event. We will not let you enter our nuclear facilities. We will not give off enrichment. Everybody across Iran. 2 days before the event. 2 days. We will go and attack Iran's nuclear facilities. We will decimate all of Iran. Salami. 1 day before the event, we'll go and attack all the American bases in the region, and we'll spill more American blood than it has been spilled over. Iran's official defense minister And when Israel goes and affects them, then what does the Khamenei say? Let's go to the UN. He is calling for an emergency meeting of UN, and he's calling an emergency meeting of his ministers or whatever they are, and then he's calling Trump. When you talk of, kind of attacking America, spilling American blood, when you talk about kind of wiping out Israel, when you talk of going and attacking the nuclear facilities, then it's all fair, because you think you are Muslim, you have a right, you are entitled to do whatever you want to do. And when you got attacked, you call UN, you start calling Trump, you say this is terror, this is hegemony, this is violation of my territorial integrity. Then what the hell were your three top people doing? What was 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗏 doing? What was your head of Army IRGC doing? And what was your defense minister doing? Then you should have crucified them. You did not. And when you get attacked, you have one problem. No debit card, no credit card, but always carry this like this. Whenever you attack, hey, mar diya, victim card. You always take out that victim card and start carrying, what is this? Now and when you are in power, you talk of Islamic bomb. When you are in power, you talk of Islamic tech. When you are in power, you talk of dissemination and, turning world into an Islamic caliphate and ruling the whole world. And we all are infidels. And when you get attacked, then you run to all the infidels to come and save you. This is the game you have been playing for too long. I think the world is sick and tired of your games. Sree sir.
Thank you so much, Sumit. So, viewers, couple of things that are coming down the pipeline, because I want to tell you exactly what to expect tomorrow. Sumit and I will be talking about the leadership crisis in China. This is something new. Looks like there are two finalists now. We'll be talking about that. We have the pictures. I have the pictures, Sumit, and I'll share them with you so that you can talk to that. Just two pictures, because it is believed that these are the two finalists who are now, one of them is probably going to succeed Xi Jinping. And there is a mukhota, like just a face now, but Xi Jinping is just sitting when somebody tells him to sit, and standing when somebody tells him to stand. And a lot of things are being relaxed. China is doing a few things. I think that's why India has gone ahead and resumed flight services. Something is going on there. So let's just wait for some more time, get that data out. But the second thing I wanted to tell you is that if you look at the timing, in both the cases of Pakistan and Iran, they got their timing wrong. I'll give you first with Pakistan. May 7th is when India said that India is going to conduct exercises across the country, preparedness for war and things of that nature. So they said, nothing is going to happen before that. Guess what? It happened on 6th night, 7th morning. 7th day. Right? The same way, if you look at what happened in Iran, right? In Iran, what did Trump say? Trump said that if you attack Israel, if you attack Iran, you are on your own. First he said that. Then they said, okay, everything is going to be sewn up by Sunday. That was the third round of talks. And then, of course, Iran wanted to get some more things into the agreement. They started making all these statements. Unfortunately for them, this was all a misleading thing, because Israel had everything planned. Remember that on Wednesday or Thursday, US already took out its personnel from UAE and several consulates, Bahrain, Iraq, and a couple of other places. So they knew something is going to happen. Yet Iran thought that they had time. So Iran again got their timing wrong. And with this new information that it was Amir who had, what's his name? Munir. Sorry. Asim Munir was the guy who helped to find the location of that guy. It's really, really sad. The way Pakistan can sell itself to the highest bidder. I think both China and US should be concerned. What's going to happen next? Can they even shake hands with this fellow? So that's where things stand now. So these are all the things. At 8 a.m. tomorrow, 10 a.m. is Sumitji's program. At 8 a.m. tomorrow, Sree Iyer and I will be looking at all the different angles on the 171 disaster. He traveled today from Singapore to Bengaluru in an Air India plane. And he has some one-on-one experiences. He spoke to many people, the pilot and a few other things. So this is going to be a very different experience, because I told you, right, even on the day of the accident, it said, don't stop, don't change your plans. There is something else that's going on here. It's not, it's not Air India's fault. So that, we wanted to prove that, and Sridharji just traveled. So please understand that some of the things that we say, we mean it. I mean, if beyond that, if you die, airline travel is still safer than going on a car.
Yeah, any day.
Or a train.
any day. Airline is still safer. go by logics.
Right. So these are the things coming down the pipeline tomorrow, and tomorrow 8:30 the 3 good generals will be there. So tomorrow is a feast of stuff from PGurus. So just come back and watch all these programs. Now, with your permission, shall we take some questions, Sumitji?
Yeah, I have just 1 or 2 things to add, sir.
Please go ahead.
The first thing is that next 72 hours are going to be important. We'll see how the things shape and how it will come. We are expecting at least 1 to 3 waves of attack from Iran. And if these waves of attack do not hit, the assumption is that Iran would have run out of maximum steam. 70% of the ammunition is destroyed. Whatever is left, that can carry another 3 waves. After these 3 waves, Iran won't have much to leave. So what will Iran do next? And Israel cuts what he says. How much is his patience still left? Will Israel still be silent? Will Americans join the offensive? Will French join the offensive? That is still to be contemplated. And God forbid, if there are mass casualties in Israel, how will Israel react? By the way, Hamas and Hezbollah have been told to keep out of this. They are out of this. They are not going to be part of this. And still they are trying to. Naeem Qasim has been clearly told, get out of it, don't get involved. So Hamas and Hezbollah are not involved. Islamic Jihad is not involved. Jordanians are intercepting their missiles and projectiles, right? Possibly Saudis, but they are not talking about it. They're denying it officially. And even on Syrian, it is believed even today on the Syrian airspace, somebody is intercepting them. And yesterday there was a feast of a picture that, there were these Israeli jets which were getting refueled over Syria. So if there was a handshake with Jolani, I think that also had a purpose. That had some kind of a purpose which it met at the time of war. So things are getting crazy. You see every side, if we have France, UK, India, and some countries which are coming this side, on the other side you have Turkey, you have Qatar, and some countries which are jumping the ship and moving to that side. So in such a situation, what is very important that somebody should not jump the gun. If there's a crazy man who tries to jump the gun, and that's it, then it will go into a level and proportion which all of us cannot stop and manage. I hope and pray that doesn't happen. On that note, next 72 hours are crucial. We'll keep a strict watch and vigil on that, and we'll come back to you if there are any developments.
Thank you so much. And let's take some questions now. Srinivasan Iyengar wanted to know when PM Modi meets President Trump at G7 meeting, any tough message our PM will convey to Trump about Terroristan and Bharat dissatisfaction with US support of Terroristan. Thanks.
You see, whatever US support is, Iyengar ji, it is all ceremonial support. It's not a real support. And, I want to debunk one theory today. I get this question all the time, and everybody thinks that, US is all about weapons and weapons and weapons. Everything about US is about weapons. US is the biggest seller of weapons taken. But what is the percentage of weapons to the GDP of United States of America? Can anybody answer that? I can answer it for you. 0.2%. 0.2%. So do you think all the geopolitical games in the bloody world are played for 0.2%? And what are the oil and gas imports of US, which they contribute 5% to the GDP? What is the highest contributor of the US export? 72% is manufactured parts. So if something is contributing to 0.2% of the GDP, do you think it's worth putting world on a risk and it's all about weapons and weapons? It's not. And incidentally, if I give you a number, you'll be shocked. How much is the India's weapons sales to the GDP? If I take the old numbers, is 0.7%. 0.07%, less than 1%. So India is not too far off that way. So let's not assume and presume it's all about weapons sales. Basically, weapons are a way to control geopolitics and to have your alliances of power intact. So it's not entirely about weapons and all. So what Pakistan is getting is that ceremonial support and all. I don't think Prime Minister Modi will have talks on that, but Prime Minister Modi will a lot of things to settle with Trump vis-a-vis tariffs, business, economy, future alliances, and a lot of things. For him, this is a noise in the this LNB which he has to filter out. Next.
Next question from Ravi Shankar. Sumit Peer sir, why our opposition is against Israel both in Gaza and Iran?
Our opposition is Muslim premi, and whenever Muslims some way get killed or get get unfortunately caught in the crossfire, our opposition has more heart bleeding. Vatlav's encounter, remember? Salman Khurshid told us Sonia Gandhi was crying, but she never cried on that Mohan Ram Sharma ji who died on the line of duty. But she cried on the terrace of Batala House. That's what it is. I mean, Modi ji rightly says you don't know where the Muslim League ends and where Congress starts. That's the problem. It is not. It's all about when Muslims get killed. If Jews get killed, they have no problem. If Christians get killed, they have no problem. And if Hindus get killed, there's no problem at all. But if anywhere even a Muslim gets killed, their heart start bleeding. It's as simple as that, sir. What do you want to know?
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. Next one. Akshay Iyer, thank you so much. Pentagon leak info with spike in pizza order. What is this? I don't understand.
How true? I'm not sure, brother. I'm not sure.
Also, viewers, another interesting thing that has come up. US has actually denied that they have invited Asim Munir for this military day parade tomorrow. They have actually denied it. So don't take my word for it. Tomorrow, take a look at the parade. If he is an official entry, he'll be standing by the side of the defense secretary or the arms chief or something of that nature. If Asim Munir is just standing in the crowd, then you know that whatever they claim was false. Lot of falsehoods. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, problem is this: he's not invited by US. He went to US. Is US keeping him there by the time they don't settle the Iranians? Maybe he's kept there. Aaj yahan baith just be here by the time we are settled with our business with Iran. Just be here.
Magnet Ranga wants to know, you've been saying Israel would attack Iran. If you could assess, so could Iran. Why weren't they sitting ducks?
They were sitting ducks because you see there the propaganda machine which Iran, the treasure do, we have got the treasure, we know, we are prepared, we'll attack, we'll do. And you know, Ranga said the game changer has been super spider web. What is super spider web? Super spider web is when Mossad agents went in mass within Iran. They got weapons smuggled, they got drones smuggled, they got all kinds of intel and those high-tech gear smuggled. They got into smaller groups. They organized sleeper cells, and it's a very classical thing. Jets start from IDF, from Israel, Tel Aviv, 1,600 kilometers to go approximately. So maybe 1.5 hours even for a jet to cover that much. So what was the game plan of Iran? Iran was they will come and strike here. Now we'll have a secondary strike ready here, and here. They had drawn a map. They will come and strike here, and we'll have a secondary strike ready. Now, what did these Mossad agents do? What Zelensky pulled was one spider web. What they pulled was I don't know, this is a genius of Mossad, I must call, 100 of a spider web. They had identified all these launchers. What Iran had done, then kept these mobile launchers, and around them were air defense batteries. So what did these guys do? They had kept those silos, they have kept them in the populated areas, they had done all the tricks of Hamas and Hezbollah, they were implied here, right? So what did these groups do? When the jets were in the air, they silently went and destroyed all the secondary mechanism of Iran. So by the time jets came in, there was no resistance. Jets came in and destroyed 100 places. 200 jets came in and went, destroyed 100 places. There were 7 to 8 waves of attack. There was no resistance from Iran. There everything was decimated. They could never imagine something like this would happen. And you know how much is Iran retaliated, sir? They have caught 5 people allegedly helping Israel. Can you believe this? Your pants were blown off, and what you got? You got 5 people to. I mean, do you think 5 people could do all this? So Iran was completely off all guard. And look at the accuracy. All these generals died at one time. Ek bar, seeing single shot window, everybody was killed. All these scientists were killed almost in a single shot windows. So whomever Israel wanted to kill, they killed in one shot window. They had precise intel. And this 𝗟𝗡𝗏 who was the advisor to Khomeini, if you look at his residential block, this is a residential block. He lives here. There's a duple here. He lives here.
Yeah, that picture is there. Yeah.
Only this part is gone. The complete duple is gone. Building is still intact. Only that duple is gone where he used to live. Possibly his family also got eliminated. The thing is that they exactly knew whom to attack and where to attack. And most of the lethal attacks were not from IDF. Most of the lethal attacks happened from people within Iran. The Mossad wished it within Iran. And when I met you yesterday morning, I told you IDF says we are not attacking. Only the IDF is not attacking. There is something else. Now I was trying to figure out what the hell is something I thought, Israeli army cannot go so far. So is the Israeli Navy which is doing the magic? Then I discovered, no, it's the genius of Mossad, which are already in Iran. For the first time, Mossad has entered Iranian soil and operated and destroyed Iran from Iran. These mullahs should hang their head on shame. You look at their generals. They are 250 kgs in weight. What you look at the salami, he looks a bora, he looks like a gunny bag. I mean, do you have a general like that? And look at these Israeli generals. They're like this, slim, tall, fighting fit. I mean, sir, it depends. These people, Israel has a professional army, and what you have radicalized jihadis wearing the uniform. So, anybody can be a general or colonel. That is what the difference is, sir. Because these people never imagined the military might of Israel, like Pakistanis never imagined the military might of India. That's the difference. If Islamic hegemony could win wars, then there was no problem in this world. You do not need nukes.
Viewers, IRGC, can you just do an expansion on that and put it on the chat box? Because my understanding is it's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. It's not Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. IRGC was the Islamic. IRGC was the enforcement arm of the mullahs. Now, the IRGC top leadership is wiped out. I'm also hearing that at the lower level, many IRGC people are deserting because the people of Iran hate them. This is the mullah police. This is the, one who making sure that burqa police. They are the ones who are making sure that there is no dancing, all that stuff which Iranians like to do. So the people of Iran, I think, are now ready to overthrow the mullah. The mullanomics is going to come down crashing to earth, in my opinion. Let's wait and see, because there are both these things happening. As they expend more missiles, the weaker they are getting. Yeah, you want to, yeah.
And I want to make one point, so you're absolutely right, is Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and this Soleimani, who was killed earlier, and Salami, they report directly to Khamenei. And let me recall you viewers, we had told you on PGurus channel, this time around, IRGC told the Iranian army, now this Brigadier General Brigadier was the head of the Iranian army, who was the watch guy, who was possibly eliminated by Munir, and Soleimani, who died earlier, and the Salami, Hussein Salami, who died yesterday, he was the head of IRGC. Now, what has IRGC told the Iranian army? This time we will handle. There is a IRGC Air Force, there's a IRGC Navy, there's a IRGC Army, there's a IRGC Rocket Force. So IRGC is a full establishment in itself. It's a parallel army, and IRGC only takes orders directs from Khamenei, nobody else. Mohammad Parkazin cannot give orders to them. This is important.
So this is getting dismantled. This is definitely getting dismantled. So wait for a few days. The dust will clear, and Iran will probably breathe free air, hopefully very soon. Last question. 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗿 Batra wants to know, Sumit ji, Druze militia are intercepting in Syria. They are Syrian Christians. Yeah, Druze we know. Druze have been promised support by Israel also. Go ahead.
They've been promised support, and this is very good what we are seeing here. And the most important thing is, my friend, is that in this present scheme of things, one thing is very prevalent, that this IRGC and the Mullah Brigade is losing control. They are losing control with every day. Now, what is Iran doing? Sorry, it's a slip of tongue between Israel and Iran. What is Israel doing? Taking out the military assets, taking out IRGC assets, taking our nuclear scientists, taking our nuclear installations, military installations, missile storage facilities, ballistic missile manufacturing and storage facilities, drone storage and manufacturing facilities. And if you go by the yesterday afternoon statement of IDF, it clearly said all these things, and strategic human capital. Strategic human capital means all those generals and scientists and all whom are on their list. Is exactly Hamas kind of operation. So we are not only going for nuclear infrastructure, no, nuclear, military. Now today what I'm hearing, that there are big power outages in Iran because a lot of the, remember we talked about those two major power stations. If they are taken out, 40% of Iran goes black. Possibly one of them is taken out. I can't remember the name. And that was there's one airface they have. Again, the names are slipping from my head. It was like what Pakistanis had this, what do you call this, Noor Khan. That airbase is also taken out. So this offensive, Israel is a 360-degree offensive. They don't want to get into a position where they have to negotiate any longer with Iran. Iran will be pushed 30-40 years back in time. And Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday said, we have no problem with the brave people of Iran. We love you. We respect you. We want you to be liberated from this mullah regime. Even as India, We have no problem with the people of Iran. We love them. We respect them. They are good people, civilizational people. We just want this rabid mullah regime to go, who believes in death and destruction as a means of being power. You cannot be in power on spilling my blood. That message has to go loud and clear. That is what the whole intention of the world is here.
Thank you so much, Sumit ji. And viewers will be back with Sumit ji at 10 a.m. tomorrow in Hindi on China's endgame. Some of you joke that, oh, look, you have 86 episodes already. China is still intact. You know, this is a big country. It's a huge, it's a huge economy also. It's not going to just like that collapse. It's going to take some time, but at least you can see that we have been right. China today is a lot weaker than when we started this series. So give us some credit, guys. We do our homework, research and come. And that's why you all support us by watching these programs. Thanks once again, Sumit ji. We'll see you tomorrow. Namaskar. And let's get the 𝗪𝗡𝗏 of 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Go ahead.
Thank you. And I hope China was a Bollywood movie which could add in 3 hours, but it is not. To all my movie. On that, friends, what you have to do, you have to kindly forward this video on your WhatsApp groups. Just do us a favor, forward this video on your WhatsApp groups and like, share and subscribe to our channel. On that note, Bharat Mata ki jai, Vande Mataram, Om Namah Parvati Pataya, Har 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 Mahadev.
Mahadev.